Yo, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Face Off Around the Culture, the number one HBCU band podcast presented by Face Off. I'm your host, Horatio.
It's Vidal, man. How y'all doing this week?
Hey, man, great week, great week. Better week than last week, in my opinion. We have some solid matchups, some great matchups. What do you think about the band week this week?
You got a little bit of taste all over the band world. I think this week was you get a taste of the big bands, the premier bands, the medium tier, and then you got a lot of small band work this week. So it was a little thing for everybody going on this week, man.
Yeah, we got a good range of like you said, all the tiers. And this week we're talking all the tiers. Last week we were just kind of this top tier or middle tier, but this week we're getting to every aspect of band. And with that being said, we have to start off with our topic that brings our episode together. And that topic this week is the cream always rises to the top. The cream always rises to the top. Now, when I thought about that in general, I was thinking, okay, well, what is the definition of this? Because it's a like an adage, right? It's like an old saying.
Right.
But I look it up, and it is the cream rises to the top means that the best people, ideas, or things will eventually be recognized and succeed. Similar to how cream physically rises to the top of milk, it suggests that talent, quality, or effort will ultimately be noticed and rewarded, even if it takes time, right? So as I'm watching some of these battles, I'm like, man, like, though we can say, we put bands in top tiers, we put bands in different tiers, but the cream's always going to rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? Especially at this point in the season. To be honest, you are who you really are. Like, it's really no, we've crossed the point. Like we said 2 weeks ago, that was the high point. We're really coming down on the slope of the season. So you really are who you are now, especially with homecoming and things like that. Homecoming is a very trying time on the bands. But yes, the cream rises to the top. What you got on the topic?
Man, look, when you look at the whole season and the whole array of fandom, we've reached already the point where bands have delivered their identity, described who they are as far as this season, the renaissance of the band period this year, 2025, right? So when I hear the cream always rise to the top, I hear the bands that we may not have talked about so far still getting coverage later on in the season. Let's go like, oh, I forgot they was even this good. Or
Right.
I forgot that they're putting out this quality. And they probably have been consistently, but just not having the right matchups for them to be showcased on a wide format.
Yeah, I agree with that. And on the flip side, some of the bands that we talked about that have been good, when they match up with some bands that, is really them, they really can't, the cream rises to the top. So that's why I have that topic. And so since we have a lot of like matchups this week, we don't have a lot of band news. But this week we only have one story, and it's not even like an actual story. Well, we really got two stories. One is that I've seen a lot of homecomings going on, right? Jack State's homecoming was last week. A&T's homecoming was last week. A lot of homecomings coming up. And I just want to have this message to the people who are going. If you're not a student or an alumni of the school or went to the school, you're probably not going to have the best time. I don't know why people think. I think social media really ruined this, man. When people think like homecoming is like Coachella or like a music festival or something like that. Like you're just going to go put your fit on and the whole world's going to come to you. Like it makes sense if you went to school. Like I see people, especially I'm talking about North Carolina A&T's homecoming. A lot of people saying like it was bad. I'm like, if you went to the school or you're at the school now, it wasn't bad because it just can't be because of just the nostalgia and just the people that you see is like it can't be. So these are only people that don't go to the school. So we're gonna start having for each homecoming. We're gonna have to start seeing your ID card, something that showed that you was here at some point. It don't even have to be a diploma because everybody doesn't necessarily graduate, but something that shows that you were here at some point because the locals mixing around with homecoming doesn't always work out the best.
Right, and it takes away from the whole experience of it's literally homecoming. If this not your home, you coming and tiptoeing to the party.
Right.
He wasn't even not saying invited because homecoming's supposed to be everybody. Come on, but it's for you to go in and particularly like judge or say, this homecoming was that good or this was having such a homecoming. I think we do have like people who maybe never went to school who are homecoming hoppers.
Yes.
Who this?
That's
That's a whole
that's an
different
epidemic.
whole
And like you
different
said, they're not coming home. You're really intruders. You're in our
right.
home taking stuff, judging stuff, and we appreciate it, like you said, because we're black people. We it's the love for everybody. But still, Thomas says, unless you're a bandhead, yeah, I mean, we get homecoming hopping if you went to school. Let's say you're in a frat, right? You can go to another school and it's a commonality. But I'm talking about people who have no tie at all. They just want to be outside. Those people, come
Yes.
on now. And if you go there, no judging. We don't want to hear your opinion. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So,
Just enjoy the food. So,
right,
a lot of y'all eating free.
a lot.
Come on now.
A lot of y'all eating free, like, and you doing the I went here, whatever, and you're lying. All right, so we're gonna have to start checking. All right, so that's for the first band story. The second band story is your boy at FAMU, the announcer. He tried to appeal his suspension, and it got overturned. I'm like,
Wow.
damn, bro, come on, man. And you know, we always talk about like the fast news cycle, because even though that was like 2 weeks ago, that seems like a month ago, right? No, still don't care.
Right.
So this makes me think of like, yo, just know your audience, yo. You gotta know your audience. You gotta know like who you're talking to, because obviously this offended people. This was something that was, deemed as negative, and the SWAC is not letting it go. So yeah, man, I guess he's banned, I guess, for the rest of the season or until they say.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like when I think about that, and you get people get suspended for. Well, people get suspended for anything these days. It feels like if it creates a image that could be negative upon the greater organization,
Right.
any sort of thing, you get suspended. You're gonna have to take the time. We're in the day of you say something wrong, you get a bad look, we got to come down hard on you, and you know how they like to do, make an example out of folks. And I think
Absolutely.
that he's being made an example out of.
Yeah, he is. I mean, what can we say, man? You gotta, like you said, you gotta know your audience. You gotta know
Hmm.
what the times and everything is right. I've seen that they pulled up old videos of him coming at different bands. Him coming at like Auntie's Golden Delight. Him coming at different other schools. But to me, that is like a band thing, right? You hop on the mic, you do say something petty, but like Thomas said, I thought the swag had balls. I did too. I guess not. I
Hey
guess
man,
not.
we getting the digging up receipts era, man. Can
Yeah,
we put that away? I
for
thought we
sure.
was done with that, man.
For sure. Okay, let's get into these matchups, man. We have a lot of matchups to get into today.
Woo-wee.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with Bowie, Virginia State, man.
Okay, Bowie and Virginia State. Now you sent me this a couple of days ago on Instagram,
Right.
and I watched it. I even watched it today. What is your overall thought about? I mean, they're at Bowie. Side note: Virginia State looks good in the stands. I'm like, yo, Virginia State looks great. They took over the whole thing. What do you think about the battle, just in general?
Interesting battle. This battle was like almost like a little over an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I didn't expect this matchup to be that long. So what I have here, right? There's a difference between projection and intensity, right? There's a projection versus intensity. I feel like Bowie gave me projection, and Virginia State gave me a lot of intensity.
Mm-hmm.
So things that noteworthy, without going through an hour worth of songs, right?
Right.
But things like Virginia State played "Jumpstart" as their first song coming into
Mm-hmm.
the fifth quarter. Bowie State played "Hot." Bowie State has a lot of clarity in their sound. It's really crisp. You got the trumpet sitting on top. I think that Virginia State has. I would describe their sound. I want to say in a box, but it doesn't sound as layered as Bowie, but it's still strong and they come intense. But looking at the video, it didn't sound like their sound was really traveling across the field like Bowie's was.
Yeah, I thought Bowie did a good job sound wise. I wish they would have done a better job play calling wise. Like you're talking about the first song, they played
Mm-hmm.
Jumpstart, which we always say too. First of all, I forgot to mention this. This is the number one HBCU band podcast, right? So we give a lot of people good game on how to win a battle. Sometimes you realize like a lot of people don't even know how to win a battle. Some people have been in a band a long time. They don't know how. They have no clue. I had a friend hit me up who is a high school band director. He sent me the list of his songs and wanted me to help him because he watches the show. So that made me think like Bowie needs to do a better job with play calling. They played the song "Hot" by Young Thug. I think I played that song when I was in the band, like 3 or 4 years ago. Like certain songs And as the hour progressed, I'm like, okay, they could have played this, they could have played that in better time. So I feel like Virginia State did a better job with play calling in general. I sent you that message back, like Virginia State knows how to play call, like they know how to choose a song. But Boo did a great job though, man. Like I tell you where they beat them at though, slow songs. You could tell they got some funk in them, bro. They did a great job with and they had good song selections for their slow songs. But I feel like song placement wasn't the best. But all in all, was a good battle. First of all, to have an hour battle, this is the longest battle of all the battles that we're talking about this show. They did a good job. Both bands did a good job. I feel like Virginia State had the edge because of the intensity and because of the song choice. Some of these rounds starting off, if they would have picked better song choice, they could have got earlier. But again, an hour battle is so hard to
keep it going. Cream rises to the top. This is one of the battles I think of, right? Because I think later in the rounds, Bowie's endurance really started to fade away. Well, I felt like Virginia State was more consistent throughout the battle and how they song produced. I don't think they had the highest highs like Bowie had, but they had a way of we're not getting worse, or the songs are not falling apart or getting worse as the battle progresses. Where I felt like on some songs, Bowie did start to have more mistakes.
Yeah. Right. Thomas says Bowie has a big book. They do, and he said, and they were still playing while VSU left. Damn. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. They have a good book. So that's what I'm saying. Like they have the songs to me, just in better order. But yeah, great battle though, man. Great showing for the CIAA.
Right.
And I say Virginia State took it, but still a great battle, man.
I had Bowie.
You had Bowie. Okay.
Yeah, I had Bowie.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we can, All right. Let's move on. Let's do Miles in Albany State.
Okay.
First of all,
go ahead.
Albany State, we haven't seen or talked about them this year for the most part. Great job from Albany State. I thought he did a great job. Like, first of all, this, when you're in high school and you go and see the two bands battle, that's what this like battle. It was a lot of high school bands at this event, at this game, right? So you can feed off the energy from the kids because they just want to hear a college band play, and I feel like Albany State did a great job of that. Great job of showcasing their band in front of all these high schoolers against Miles. Let's go through my notes. Miles starts with We Outside. Now, battle-wise, this is a Miles standard type. Right? This is like a Miles song, right? This is a 0 quarter in the game song, guys. You don't start a fifth with We Outside. It's just, to me, you're giving up a round, in my opinion. And that's exactly what he did. They played We Outside. Albany played, I don't know what song it was, but I said I think they had a good first start. The energy was great. Now, here's what we got to get Miles out of. Rap tunes. The entire battle was rap tunes. It was no ballad at all, no slow song, no up-tempo. It was just rap songs. I'm like, guys, I understand these kids are here, but you got to give us something else. So,
diversity
I said,
Miles.
Miles plays rap tunes. Miles has good trumpets and mellows. Their UFOs were killing me this entire battle, this game.
Man,
I'm like, the entire battle.
Yeah, this brought up something for me. I'm like, man, the UFO sometimes can be like the Achilles heel of a band.
Yeah.
You can have a good solid band. Your UFO's out of tune. It make the whole product go out of the window, man.
Right. Also, too, since we're talking about battling, the problem with Albany's song choice, going back to them for the next round, is that, we say songs that are like 4 or 5 years old, rap songs, people don't want to hear them being played. Like rap songs. People want to hear current rap songs or like throwback rap songs. Those 4 to 5 years spent, it sounds like too old. It sounds like bands that have just played them in years past. For instance, they played, we talked about the last battle, they played Hot. Bowie State played Hot. Too close. Albany played 20 Minutes by Lil Uzi. Another song, which is a good song choice. I haven't really heard a lot of bands play that. Still an older song. I was listening to that in college, me. You know what I'm saying? And the kids call me Unc now. So that's a little bit too, too far.
Right.
But I say, at this point in the battle, I give Miles 1-1 with their two
I,
song choices.
I agree with you there. I think that Miles really came out, even though we get a we outside things like it's a Miles thing, it's one of the
Hmm.
staples, is one of what they do, right? And
Right.
I'm sitting here thinking like a majority of this is tuba break. And
Yeah.
it got me to the point where it's like, I haven't given enough appreciation in 2025 to the bands who have slowly pulled away from the tuba break all
Woo!
fifth long.
Yes, we thinking the same thing, bro. Yes, sir.
There's some bands I'm watching clips like I haven't heard a tuba break this long in a minute.
Right.
And another thing, if your tubas aren't really good,
Hmm.
I'll be more positive. Okay, the better your tubas, the shorter psychologically the tuba break feels. It don't
Right.
feel long and drawn out.
True.
When your
Yeah.
tubas like kind of iffy, like man, they've been
Damn. Did they run this
out
back
here for a
three
minute,
times? 3 times.
right? Like go ahead, wrap
Right.
it up. And
Wrap it
I'm like,
up.
man, I
Yeah.
wanted to give it to Albany, but I think Miles was really good in these first two rounds. They sound better than the last time I heard Miles as well.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I agree. And a band that did that, we're going to talk about like a little later, who's kind of getting away from the two break is Texas Southern. They're doing a good with song array. We're going to talk about them later, but they're doing a good job with that because it does get boring, and you want a band to keep you entertained, bro. This is people's attention spans are short. Everybody's looking at their phones constantly. You have to be able to do something that's a little different. And when we get to some of the top tier bands, they do a good job this week. Okay. Miles plays What Did I Miss? Another rap tune. I said, can we stop with the rap songs? Albany plays a fast up tempo. I don't know the song, but it was immediately they won in my opinion because Miles just played 3 rap songs back to back. So to me, it's 2-1. Albany plays 2 a.m. I didn't think that was good. I'm tired of that song. We've been listening to that song for the entire year. Here's again what I'm talking about: old rap songs. Albany played Fez Watching. Fez Watching. I think we
That's
was
what
watching that
that
in high
was.
school, bro.
Dang, that
They
was
played
good.
they played Fez Watching into Freaky Girl. It was like a mix, which is one of their last
You're
songs.
right.
Which it sounded good, but to me the song choice is not there. Like you cannot tell me that you can get a newer song and a better arrangement. It's just not possible. You can't tell me that. Y'all are just passing out old songs because it sounded good back then. All right, and that's what lower tier bands do: is stay on that. Oh well, this sounded good in 2017, so we're gonna play this again. No, you have a whole different band. Create a moment for this
Right.
year, so that they can pass on something. So they're not just playing something old. And I feel like Albany, though they sounded good, I wish they did a better job with that. I put Miles has to be more dynamic in songs. Every song cannot be a rap tune. I gave it to Albany just because of song selection and energy. What do you think?
Woo! Song selection and energy. That was hard for me to do.
Hmm.
If I go band for band, right, I think Miles gave me more. However, I didn't like how competitive it was, just song selection wise, and even numbers wise. It shouldn't have been as competitive, in my opinion, as competitive as it was.
Hmm.
I think I had a different reaction to like the 20 minutes thing. I thought that was kind of unique.
It
I
was
think it was unique because I've heard it in band wise, and I feel like that song is moving into like that
older. You're
older
right.
new, yeah,
It
like
is.
the old. It's what it was like. We're up here hot. I'm like, okay, that's not the same
Yeah, that's
type
crazy.
of cat. That's no, and then for also that song to be played like we got to talk about the band hive mind because like why are we playing the same songs 3 states over when
Right.
it's years past? But
Yep.
anyway, uh, I think Miles really did a good job. Shout out to Miles Mellophones. I really feel like they showed up and played very well
Yes.
today. The
Hmm.
UFOs was come on, man.
Yeah.
That's make or breaking their band.
Hmm.
What I want more from Albany. I would say more dynamic arranger from them,
Yeah.
and the song selection. And I don't know if you saw, but at the end they went down like on the field and they was like all like blocked up
Hmm.
outside facing Miles. I'm like, they sound like pretty good. Like when they all flat on the ground together.
Right.
I don't know what the difference is. Is like when they go in the stands
Hmm.
versus like another band. So also there was like the tuba battle and a mellophone showcase at
Hmm.
the end by Miles, What do you feel about after you have a battle and then you have the sectionals afterwards? That's not back and forth. They just playing essentially.
I mean, it depends. It's a lot of high school. You gotta look at the circumstance. You would
Right.
want to do all this in the game, right? But it's a game going on. It could be a lot of stuff going on. It depends. Like if the kids out there they want it, it's like all right, do it. But you gotta. I as a director, I guess, or as a staff member, you just want them to be locked in, no matter what. So it doesn't matter, after the game, emotions is high or whatever. You want to make sure that they sound the best. So I mean, that's the only thing. As long as if y'all want to battle, cool. Just sound good and do it and win.
Right.
So you gave it to Miles.
Yeah, I gave it mine.
Wow, we have two battles where we both thought two different things. Wow, that's great. All right, shout out to that battle, man. Great showing for these bands. Let's move on to let's do Winston-Salem versus Shaw.
Let's talk about this one.
Okay, now I don't like small bands. This is a daunting task for me to watch. Winston-Salem versus Shaw. First of all, the environment looked cold. Like everybody looked cold. So that's another thing too. Like, and we know this coming from Virginia, where it's like, our band already used to tell us, well, the reason why we don't have all season band is because we're not in the like deep South where it's warm a lot more. So a lot of these bands up here in North Carolina, whatever, they have to really start bracing for the cold weather, instrument player wise. What do you think about the whole battle? Winston was going to Shaw. Winston was at Shaw.
This is my first time seeing Shaw this year. And, Winston-Salem played first. So I've seen Winston-Salem in person, seen Winston-Salem a couple of battles this year. And they did okay. When that camera panned over to Shaw, and I said, oh, that's like 20 people or less.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. And then my heart warmed up. Because out of those 20 people, I saw 3 tenor saxes. I said, wow.
Yeah.
And one of them was a drum major. I said, wow, okay.
Wow.
What we doing here? So
yeah.
And this is what I like, right? First song, Shaw play you know what?
Shaw play Here We Go Again.
Here We Go Again. So I'm like, okay.
Great song choice. I've only heard Jackson play that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with the song, and I see the drum majors in this small band playing. I'm like, thank you. Thank you, God.
Somebody's thinking. Some staff member is thinking.
Right. And then they don't play none of the rest of the battle.
Yeah.
They don't play none of the rest of the battle. So I'm like, okay. I was really pressed on this matchup, right? For this reason, I'm gonna tell you. Winston-Salem had slightly bigger numbers, but I feel like the impact that they made with their numbers was really working against them. They were at points, to me, they started to sound bad.
Yeah.
Where I felt like Shaw, they really didn't do anything amazing, too grand or great, but I never felt like they were out of character, like fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, well, they're not doing too much with what they have, but they're doing the okay thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was really undecided in this battle. I watched it all.
I don't even
know what's the
same thing. I said, well, look, we just got to talk about it because I don't really have no winner. I think Shaw did a good job. Okay, when you look at small bands, you want to fix it. You want to say, okay, what can we do to fix this, right? One thing, Shaw's tubas are behind the drum line. Don't like that at all. This band is way too small to have the instrument players separated like this, and they will also spread out a little more. I mean, I know they want to make it seem like they're a little bit bigger. If that's the case, you could just put them literally behind the band or put them on the sides. They had 6 tubas, put 3 and 3 on each side. I feel like that would help them out a lot. So, like you said, Winston started off with Boogie Wonderland. They started off with Here We Go Again. I thought that was a great song choice. That made me be like, okay, somebody in the band is actually like choosing some good songs or whatever. Because we always say a good band, a top tier band makes you go, then what song is this? And you have to ask the staff, what song is this? Because you want to hear the song again, because you like how interpreted it is by the arranger. So just some highlights. Like I said, Boogie Wonderland, they played Here We Go Again. Shaw played A Rain by SWV and Can You Stand the Rain mix. I thought that didn't sound bad. Like I was like, okay, this sounds pretty good. Or they are together. But yeah, that's all my notes I have. I had small band battle. Winston looked cold. Like Winston, like they were ready to go. But yeah, I mean, hey man, Shaw need. I've heard Shaw like in that battle play some stuff that like they've historically played, so they're keeping their standards a little bit. But I don't know, man. I want to
Yeah,
see. I want to see a bigger. I
yeah,
want to see a bigger Shaw one because we've seen them bigger, of course. Of course, their heyday was like '08, the '07, like 2013. I remember they came back and they was really good then. Um, but
right.
yeah, man, I want to see more from Shaw because I feel like Shaw has a better program. I have a friend that literally one of my close friends at A&T. He's on staff at Shaw.
Oh, really?
And so I feel like they have a good base as far as knowledge is concerned, based on their song choices, but they just don't have the people to bring it forth. But I mean, yeah, good battle. You know, we don't always talk about smaller band battles, but
They're
good
getting their
showing.
shine.
Yeah, good
Hmm.
showing from both bands. So I'm glad to see these bands were traveling, and there was an audience there to hear the fifth.
Right.
Let's move on.
Where
Let's
you want to
go
go?
to Texas Southern
But
and
yeah.
Grambling.
Whew.
First of
What are your
all,
feeling about this one, man?
yo, Grambling is huge. I've never seen this might be the biggest Grambling I've ever seen. Like I kept after a while, I'm like, damn, these dudes are like huge. They have like 35 tubas. I'm like, damn, bro. Grambling like.
Goodness.
But with that being said, Grambling to me right now is a passive band, bro. This band is
Mm,
too big to be like chilling. I'm like, bro, y'all got Texas Southern here, and y'all are bigger than them. This is a perfect time to like kill them, and I don't feel like they really did that. What you think?
I can see that. I had man, Grambling is like something about Grambling is getting like I'm enjoying this, I'm liking this, but it's not really taking me all the way there. And to
Mm-hmm.
me, they made too many mistakes against a band like Texas Southern, man. I almost wanted to give them the W just because I'm like, man, I'm really liking Grambling because of the improvements that they made. They've had the fifth with Texas Southern, and a lot of times when we see Grambling, they'll have these a really big Grambling band like a 2019 Grambling, and
Mm-hmm.
then they'll come in like the zero, they smoking. By the time they get to the third, second song and the fifth, it starts falling apart. I
Yeah.
didn't get that from this band. Although they started making a lot of different mistakes, they didn't fall apart. The UFO section, sometimes the UFO section at Grambling kills the whole band.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they had a really good package with blending the UFOs and the trombones together this time. But to me, it was the trumpets and like the mellophones, and the difference was clear when we panned over to Texas Southern, which
Right.
their mellophone section was really doing a lot of good different stuff. They
Mm-hmm.
was playing blending in with the trombones very well, and then they had parts where they was holding down melodic lines and such. I'm like, man, this is some good stuff going on at Texas Southern. And another thing I want to add about Texas Southern, right? I feel like this year they've had like a sound change or like a sound adjustment. This
Mm-hmm.
is not Texas Southern that I felt like I've been used to, like sound design wise. Even
Mm-hmm.
though I really like it, very um, how to describe it? It sounds like everyone's playing at the same level dynamic wise. I would say
Right. Mm-hmm.
is very well put together. It almost sounds like a real like a laser beam was going straight at you, and
Mm-hmm.
all the sound, all the sections are blending in pretty together. Another thing I want to add: did you peep the xylophones in Grambling's band?
No, but that's so
Yes.
Grambling though to have a xylophone. They had a little like Elizabeth City one. Remember Elizabeth City used to have
Yep.
a xylophone? Yeah,
Certainly did. Yep.
they did. Okay. Let's go. My notes. Texas Southern started off with No More, which I thought was a good song choice.
Yes.
Um, I said Grambling is deep. They played 2 a.m. So tired of that song, guys. Look, 2 a.m. is on the clock, guys. That's what's on the clock this week. It's 2 a.m. by Big X the Plug. We've heard it all season. It's just an excuse for y'all to play Contagious. Graham played Folded. I said, Graham's energy is down. Texas Southern played Try Again, which was great. That was great. Um, Grambling
Grambling
played it
played.
back.
Yes.
They played it back. It's like, bro, we talk about playing a song back. If it's only good if you really think that it's like also too. And going off of like I told you, my boy hit me up, the high school director. He told me that at the end that they were playing a lot of songs back that they played. And I goes, that shows that you're winning. So because you go, well, we're gonna show you how ours is better, and y'all are putting the audience through two of the same songs. It makes them tired, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you can only do that if the band battle is super intense, like very intense, like top
I
tier
agree
one
entirely.
intense, not this tier one. Okay, Motion by Texas Southern. I love that's my favorite song of the night. This song called Motion. I said I'm gonna give it to Texas Southern. They have more of a complete band and more confidence. You could tell
Yes.
that Grambling has a lot of horn holders in their band. Like you know how in a band you may put the best players in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That box of people was their sound. The people on the edges, you could tell are either new or they're not like the best. So they have to work on that as far as getting everybody to that same level. Like you said, the Texas Southern, all the sections are hitting at the same time. They have a big group of people that can play at Grambling
Right.
in each section, but not the entire sections. You know, I don't think any one of their entire sections are hitting all together. I mean, you have 35 tubers, you got to have a lot of freshmen. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, man, I'm gonna text Southern just because I thought they were more confident, more energetic. I really feel bad. I felt like Grambling could have seized this opportunity to really give it to Texas Southern because I feel like in the next couple of years, if Texas Southern was y'all size, this would have been slaughter to me. You know,
Yeah. I agree.
so
I think yeah.
yeah, yeah. I just wish they would
Texas
have took
Southern had a
advantage
more
of.
complete band.
Yeah, yeah, man. They could have took advantage of this opportunity, but hey, the cream rises to the top. All right, and that's the theme of this episode
Yeah, man.
is that when you're put in a difficult situation, an adverse situation, are you going to rise? Is the best band is going to rise to the top, and that goes based on. And we talk about this a lot. We're going to talk about this in our next battle, because when you get to a tier one bands, a lot of the problems now are on the staff. It's not on the kids because the kids have done their job. The kids
Mm-hmm.
we talk about. We can kind of move into it now. Well, that's what we want to wrap it up with. Texas Southern and Graham. You have anything else, Phil?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much it, man. But I'm gonna give them both of those bands deserve all the credit in the world for
Yeah.
doing good.
Hmm.
But Texas Southern, I think they just like the full body of work, good band. We
Right.
hit in not very many mistakes. We're doing some very unique things. So I gave it the Texas Southern shot for them.
Yeah. Texas Southern is ready to move up to that next level because of their staff. And that's my point. Like, going talk about our next battle, which is Jackson State and Alabama State. And this will make me think about the title, Cream Rise to the Top, because, like you said, once these bands get, and I think we discussed that when we was at the Capitol battle, like just me and you, not on the show. It's
Hmm.
like once you get to that next level and all the sections are good, it's about the staff. Now it's about because the kids ain't choosing the songs, they're not writing the arrangements for the most part. It's an arranger or they hire somebody or whatever. So now
Right.
it's on them, and now it's about staff. It's like football playing, like out coaching.
Hmm.
Some teams can get out coached, not the players, but the coaching made bad decisions. And I feel like once you get to that higher level, then it becomes about the staff. And in this battle, Jackson State versus Alabama State was the perfect example. Alabama State is a school that we've been talking about. I have been talking about as one of the best bands this year.
Absolutely.
But when you get to a band who is him, can you like replicate that? Can you really stand on your own? And I feel like they did a bad job. And that was the story I saw on the Facebook Uncut. I saw all on the comments. It's like Bama State is a good band, but they're not ready for Jackson State. And
Yeah.
and to me, it wasn't the kids because Bama State sounds great. They sounded great in this battle.
Yes, they
Complete
do.
band, Alabama State is for sure. But now when the kids are passing on to the staff, is the staff gonna do a great job? And something that we can say we always give Jack State credit. Their staff is locked in. Their staff is smart. They're smart guys. Between their song selection, between how we're gonna get into just how they do things, and it shows that this band is the number one band in the HBCU world right now because of that. Not because of the kids, because the kids at Bama State are good as well. It's just about thinking and being forward thinking in your thought about how you want to present your band. What do you think about Bama State and Jackson State?
Man. Everything that you said, going down to the play calling, how the order in which the play calling happens, all the songs that were picked for this particular battle, and how we've seen both of these bands rise up this year. This to me was the most anticipated battle of this year,
Yeah, for sure.
just based on the quality of these bands that we've seen thus far. So that was homecoming, Jackson State homecoming, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
had my JSU on. I wasn't there homecoming, but like I'm feeling the Jackson State spirit. So I'm
Right.
coming in like little little tight, like oh goodness, man, this
Mm-hmm.
this could be crazy. This
Right.
this could be a wild battle, or this could be terribly embarrassing.
Yes.
This is like we're coming into it. But
Mm-hmm.
man, when you talk about well, we say here all the time, wanting it and doing what is necessary to secure the win, you have to do that extra thing. You have to do something different.
Right.
And when we go through the song list, man,
Yeah.
we're gonna see those moments where
I
it's
think.
just like,
Yeah.
yes, we're gonna pull it out.
Absolutely. Let's go do it. Alabama State started off with "I Want to Be Where You Are." Terrible selection as the first song, guys. And they sounded great. None of these bands sounded bad, so it's not about them sounding bad at all. They sounded great. "I Want to Be Where You Are" by Jackson 5, Michael Jackson, which is it's not a slow ballad, but it's also not an up tempo. We say a fifth chorus should start with an up tempo or just a smack in the face. One of the two. Something to get the energy up, or something just to say we're here, and they did not do that. So immediately I go, oh my! I mean, you just gave a round to Jackson State. They're gonna he just gave it to them. So I said they sound good. I wouldn't have started with that. Need a punch in the mouth to start. Jackson starts with a rap tune, just high energy. I mean, they started off with a punch in the face to let you know, hey, it's our homecoming. We're here. We're not gonna play a ballad or like a slower type song. That song that Bama State played could have been saved for the next round. What do you think?
I think I agree with that in totality, and I think with Jackson State, they've been so battle tested.
Yeah.
You got to think they had Boombox already. They've already had a battle of the bands already, so the book is there.
Right.
When you give them something like that, they have an array of songs to choose from, and then you're gonna put yourself in defense mode.
Right.
I think, but yeah, we just seen so much other good songs from Bama State this year. I think as a first song, something more intense could have been better because when I heard that, I'm like, man, Jackson State about to crank up, and then Bama State's gonna have to go in response mode because it's gonna be respectable. You can't just run away from what they're about to put down.
Ooh, when you get to these top tier bands, you can't run away. Let's get it, Raja. He said, ASU staff definitely let them down with the song choice. They did. And he said, then they allowed Jackson to drive the fifth. Right. They were running behind them, trying to catch them. And it's like, you have to start very well. You have to submit your flag down. So, I said, okay, Jackson State started with a rap tune that was high energy, which is why Bama State should have held, I Want to Be Where You Are. I said, Bama State responded with the same songs. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to see if I put this in order. I don't know I think the rap song that they played, I thought, was the same song. It may not have been. I'm not sure.
Different.
I'm not sure, but it could have been something different. But and then Jackson State just ran the gambit on them. I said they ran a fast-paced song. Tuba chords are ridiculous. I said Bama State song, their third song was an absolute no. I said they started off with like a movie soundtrack fanfare, and then they went to like a gospel-sounding song. It wasn't a gospel song, but it was like that.
It was Chippendale Rescue? It was a cartoon. It was a cartoon theme song.
Oh yeah, I said movie track theme song, but it was a cartoon, right? And I'm like, what are we doing, guys? Like Jackson State held their thing, like we're going to do this, and that's what we talk about when we say winning a battle, playing your own game. Like Jackson State was not worried about what they did. Their song choice didn't move on what Bama State did. I feel like after that first song, Bama State was trying to catch up to him. Okay, then we get to this. If I Ever Fall in Love, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what we're talking about when we say, like, doing stuff your own way. They play If I Ever Fall in Love by Shy, right? Which is a hack band song, by the way. But the staff knows that it's a hack band song, and they go, well, we have to do something different. We can't just... They had a trombone solely in the beginning, as if the trombones did the entire, all the way up into the whole melody. I'm like, I've never seen a band even do that before. Have one section play the majority of the song. I'm like, this is what creativity is. This is what top tier band, HBCU band is. Because everybody has heard a band play this song, but not like this. Especially not in 2025. If you're going to do this, you have to be smart enough to go, an average band would be like, we're just going to play this song and just play it regular. But
Right.
Jackson State, I've seen that song on Instagram, on FaceOff has posted it. I've seen it on so many different plays just because of the thought that went behind it, and that's what pushed you in these top tier of a band. So I said, literally, the trombone song at the beginning is what makes it. Is what makes you viral. It's what makes the band
Mm-hmm.
community respond because band people know that this is something different, and it's just. I mean, that was the nail in the coffin as to like,
Yeah.
we're gonna hit you guys with a song that's old, like that's an older song that people love. You're gonna get the crowd, and the
Mm-hmm.
trumpets. Man, I was watching old Jackson State trumpets like when you march. I'm like, all y'all needed was just
Right.
y'all needed them trumpets right there. Y'all would have been because people talking about back then it was Southern and Jackson. Southern Jackson, who was the best band? We
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Right.
All they needed was these trumpets, and that my friend part on this song, trumpets absolutely cleared. I'm like, man, this is great. So what do you think about just that song
That
in that
man.
round?
That's when there's these moments in band I talk about all the time when the skies just seem to open up. When the, and I was listening to it and I started hearing the trombone fanfare. I'm like, okay, they're doing the intro. I'm like, oh, they still going.
Still
And they
going.
had the J sets lined up. I said, oh, Battle State's cooked. It's right. It's like that's the moment of this is gonna be the
This is it.
moment of the battle. This is
Right.
gonna be the turning point that's going to separate because coming into the battle, right? If I'm Jackson State, if we go in here trying to go blow for blow with Bama State, just going at it, we could potentially lose.
Right.
It's a toss up because both of these bands sound good. Both of these are powerful bands.
Right.
Both of these bands, up until this point, can play call. What are we going to do to separate and show the difference? That was a perfect example of it.
Perfect.
And then you follow that up. I don't know if they played it before or after, but the Anywhere by 112.
Oh,
So
that was and I'm like, again, staff is thinking, and they had the tuba start with it. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, this is so like, who is thinking of these songs? And it's not like we're just gonna play the song. When whoever's arranging this, they're thinking about that moment of people saying ooh and ah and that whole thing. It's like the staff is completely locked in, and that's why, man, this band, like, you can't beat their musicality when it comes to Bama State. Like, I kind of felt bad for them after the if I ever, because they playing good songs. After that, Bama State plays Angel by Layla Hathaway. Great, and they sound great.
Man.
I'm like, this sounds great, but it's not. It doesn't hit on that level of what just happened. So Bama State could have took that anywhere and won. Just that Angel. It was sounding great. I'm like, you wanna. But again, we say like the kids weren't the problem in this battle, right? That's why Bama State didn't lose because they sounded bad or anything like that. So then I said, Bama State sounds great. JSU responds with Anywhere by 112. Great song choice. Who is thinking about this? W staff. I literally typed that as I'm watching it. The staff is like, I mean, I just had to tip my hat off. Like, bro, this is a perfect song choice. You don't really hear a lot of bands playing this. It got the crowd like perfect. So here's where it started going downhill for Bama State, in my opinion. They played, and this is where they just threw in the towel. They played Strip by Chris Brown. I was like, you know what? That's the end, in my opinion. They played that. JSU played Clouds by J. Cole, which is in the book. So that's already on Apple Music. They've been had that. That's what I'm saying. Using your book,
Right.
which is a good
From the
song
spring.
choice. Right, and that's a spring song. Killed that. ASU plays an up-tempo. JSU ends with Somebody's Watching Me. JSU, packed them up, bro. Packed them up, bro. And they showed you this is what a top-tier band is. Yes, you're a good band. They didn't even disrespect them.
Right.
It was just we're just a better program. And oh man, it's just like now I'm thinking like, who can beat these motherfuckers? Who can beat them?
It's so hard, bro. It's so hard. You got, if I'm Bama State, right, coming into this, the objective to me should not have been like power pressure, but creativity pressure. Go that first round. I would have took that off. That we're not playing that. We
Yeah.
have to do something different to make them engage with what we're doing. We have
At
to
their
bring them
homecoming.
to Bama State, because if even Bama State, if they were to look at the years that they've gone to Memorial and won, they played the groovy songs. They
Right.
had I Shot the Sheriff one year that was going crazy. They had the Erica Badu like a couple years.
Yeah.
There was when they were in that type of lane, it really threw Jackson State off about, okay, we can't really knock them over the head with power.
Right.
we have to finesse more. But and what's gonna really, I wouldn't say upset me, but bring it in when we see this battle next year. We know Jackson State gonna come to Alabama State
Yeah.
and then play bully ball because that's
Right.
what they do
That's what they do
when they
there.
at
Right.
Alabama State. But
Yeah.
we here, so we gonna outsmart you
Right.
because it's gonna be. We're not gonna sit here and try to go blow for blows with
Right.
you when you have the bigger band too. No, we're
Oh,
not gonna do
true.
that.
True, and that's the thing. It's like that was a perfect explanation. It's like because it didn't feel like it felt like they were just stepping on their place as the best band. It wasn't feel like it wasn't a drag out, and that's more disrespectful than losing in a drag out type of battle. It's like they just assume the role of the best band, especially in this battle where most people were saying this is the battle for the swag, the football team and the band. So, I mean, Jack State did a fantastic job. That If I Ever Love Again was great, man. And it's like that's how you be able to pack up an old song, like just do it in a different way. Because we've heard so many bands play the song. Ryder says again, controlling the battle. Then ASU was like, we have to play a ballad. No, you led, and this is the problem too. A lot of these bands don't even know they look at like, oh, we're going against Jackson State. I'm sure in their mind, and it's like, no, you can you have the band now to really take them down if you play called it right and if you did the right thing. Chris Tucker says Virginia Union versus Winston-Salem State. That was last week, bro. Yeah, that was last week. We talked about that last week. Okay. Hey, man. Great matchups this week. Great matchups. We had JSU, ASU, Miles and Albany State, Texas Southern versus Grambling, and Winston-Salem versus Shaw. Any more recaps on those before we move on to next week's predictions?
Man. It takes a full package to win easily. It takes a full package down from create a program that works well, that sounds good, that's efficient, and then it takes the right songs at the right time. And then it's just a mentality you have to go into these battles with to come out on top.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely, man. Well, great showing from these bands, man. I'm glad we got some tape to watch on these programs. But let's get into next week's predictions. So you know how we say, you know how we do. We are going to name the bands, and based on what we've seen from this season, we're going to give our predictions. Make sure you put in the chat who you think is going to win these matchups. All right, next week we have Grambling at UAPB. Grambling is. I mean, Grambling should really kill these guys, bro. And I hate the fact that they're going to go there and they're going to play bully ball against UAPB and I feel like they could have took it against Texas Southern. But yeah, I'm going Grambling. Alcorn versus FAMU. I haven't seen much of Alcorn this year.
Yeah, I seen them. I seen Alcorn? I seen Alcorn versus UAPB a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was they had Alcorn versus UAPB Southern Heritage Classic. That sounds so weird. Anyway,
yeah,
Alcorn.
Same. PV and Southern.
Oh, Southern.
Yeah, Southern. I mean, yeah, of course Southern's gonna. I need Southern to really get. Southern needs some dubs under they like some monumental dubs.
Clear,
like to me,
yeah.
if I'm going into to Southern, I need to see them. I mean, if I'm them, they need to really bully these guys because they need a strong W. Howard versus Tennessee State. Come on now, Tennessee State.
Yeah, Tennessee State.
Tuskegee and Albany.
Ooh.
I'm going Albany. I like Albany, man.
Albany.
They're not as bad as I would have thought. Benedict versus Edward Waters.
Benedict.
Okay, Benedict as well. Savannah State versus Fort Valley.
I thought their program is gone.
Ah. Damn.
They do this to me every week.
Oh, I know, right? We did it last week. I totally forgot. All right. Clark, Atlanta, and Miles.
Oh, Miles.
Miles gonna get in there. John C. Smith and Shaw. Say John C. Smith.
Yeah, I will leave that.
I'm gonna say John C. Smith.
You in Charlotte, right?
Yes, I've seen a clip of them marching down the street a couple days ago. Because last week was their homecoming.
Right.
Regular size band. Lincoln versus Virginia Union.
Oh,
You ain't,
Virginia.
you ain't about to take them through there, boy.
Virginia.
You ain't about to. And Winston-Salem versus Livingstone. I haven't seen much of Livingstone.
I go with the Salem.
Yeah, and I think we have. It says, if it's down in the chat, this may be true. Alabama A&M versus Mississippi Valley.
Oh, that was this week. Did you
That was
watch
this
that?
week.
Yeah.
How did we miss that, man? Oh man.
I
I'm so
watched it.
pissed. I want to see Valley, man. I want to see how Valley is like holding up. I want to see how A&M handles a band like as intense as Mississippi Valley. You know,
Yeah,
because
you should check that one out.
we said with their last the last show they weren't as aggressive as we saw versus what Tennessee State.
Cream rises to the top. That's what I'm gonna give you this battle. Cream
Mhm.
rises to the top. As in, what you said about the bands that have shown up earlier, and then kind of that's how I feel about A&M now.
Thomas says Fort Valley is back already.
Oh, okay.
Damn, that was quick.
I'm not gonna say what.
Wow. I mean, that's good though. I didn't think that, you think when he said I heard they're coming back. You think when, it's a
you hear
hazing allegation or whatever,
allegations, you think that like they're gonna take the year
you
off.
chop for the year, right?
Right.
Okay, well let's go back to that. Fort Valley and Savannah State. Oh, they coming back hard. Boy, they back. You can't tell them nothing.
Oh, my
So,
goodness.
yeah, Fort Valley, they got something to prove.
Situation like remember oh good, this is a long time ago. Remember the girl from Alabama State with the knee thing?
She had a knee thing. What, she was
It
on
was the accused of hazing because she had a knee thing and they made her run or whatever.
Oh. No, that was SWAC news. I didn't. I was in the MEAC. I didn't catch that.
Oh yeah, we was marching at the time.
Yeah. Savannah, I'm watching them. I want to see, man. Savannah, it's certain bands that to me aren't about battling, and Savannah is one of those type of bands to me. Savannah, Morgan State. Give me another one. Like a band that's like they're just a hype band. They just care about being hype. Clark Atlanta. They're not gonna really. Perfect. They're not really like battle-y type bands. They just want to just show and be the band. They want to dance. They want to do all that stuff, and that's cool. But not here on FaceOff. He said they did good at the big battle of the band. Savannah?
Man, I'll shout out to Savannah, man. Because Savannah they'll bully the real small band.
That's crazy, bro. Only thing I remember playing them when I was at A&T, and they just played short fanfares the whole game, like da 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 da, and that was it. Like a bunch of those, right? A lot of those. I'm like, all right, come on now. I don't respect it. We playing full songs in the game, and they
playing little hits.
Yeah, I ain't
crazy.
like that. Okay, guys, great week this week. Face Off Season 4, Episode 9. I mean, the cream rises to the top, guys. And we had to wait, but I was really talking about Alabama State and Jackson State and how you can say you're the best band. I was really loving Alabama State, but I was just like when you really see them dogs, the cream rises to the top, man. Every single time. And homecoming. If you are not an alumni or a current student, homecoming should not be fun for you. And if it is fun, everything is gravy because you're not even there. You have no real reason to be there other than just enjoying the blackness of homecoming.
Right.
Anything else before we wrap up today?
Man, just make sure this was our first time on Twitch, so check us out on Twitch.
Yeah.
Subscribe on YouTube. We expanded the show. Soon we'll be on podcast stations near you as well. So check us out everywhere.
Absolutely. You can follow the page at FaceOff ATC. You follow the FaceOff brand. It's a FaceOff. You follow me on all social media at Horatio Radio.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can also follow me on Instagram. See, I'm new to this.
My boy forgot he had a page.
Right. I really. For y'all, that's why I had a page for real.
Mm-hmm.
For music endeavors of y'all. But yes, follow me on Instagram, V for Vidal.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys. Again, we'll be back here next week. Of course, the number one HBCU band podcast, filling you in on how to win battles, how to really take a dub,
Come on,
And
man.
so we appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys next week.
All right.
Peace.
FaceOff is a media and entertainment network creating dynamic spaces for band culture and music competition.
And at heart, we are community creators that are focused on building innovative experiences to express our culture authentically.
Founded by Javon Austin and Rich Trotman, FaceOff launched with On the Kit.
So On the Kit is a 3-way versatile drum battle league where drummers compete head-to-head for 4 quarters for the title of the ultimate all-around drummer.
The champion himself.
That feeling right there is just what drives me.
Amazing. I mean, your strength, your agility, the power that you play with is crazy, insane.
At face value, we're a multimedia and entertainment company where we want to be the go-to hub for all things of our band culture. So from show-style marching band to stage band to the drums and more. So when it comes to providing information, broadcasting, and engagement, we want to be that space.